That's a picture of Area 51 right there. Like, don't even bother with like the people in the foreground. Look at all the cars in the background.
Did you post it?
It's in the chat.
Why is everyone in that like square? Are they like dancing or some shit?
I think they're like organizing or something along
I'm
those
pretty
lines.
sure they turn it into like a festival or something.
Yeah. And I'm seeing the words alien.
Being spelled out.
What's up?
You're seeing the words alien?
No. Alien stock. Hashtag alien stock.
Well, so this is what happened. The main guy tried to make it. So the guy who organized it tried to make it a festival, but what happened was, it kind of failed. I guess he was like, I don't have the means or the funds to do that. So, but he tried to and called it alien stock.
I think he also was like thought people were gonna die, so like he came out and said basically don't go.
Right, he said, don't go and...
joining. There he is.
It's Ryan. We're already live, by the way.
Yeah.
Ryan.
So you can put your pants back on.
Blue.
I'm blue. Sorry, that's old.
I intended to be blue, I suppose.
See, my favorite part about the Area 51 raid is actually that like everyone's making tinfoil hats. There's like a man...
Did we already discuss that the picture in chat is not the actual Area 51?
It's not an Area 51 raid?
No, that's a festival in Sweden.
Oh, damn.
They got you, bro. They got you.
That's okay.
I got pranked.
My blinds are really dirty. I did not know that.
You just noticed now?
Dude, yeah. Let's see if it's
dude, yeah. So dirty. Is that literally dirt?
I guess so.
That's dirt? Like, that's disgusting, bro.
Hey, look, that side's clean now. How does that make sense?
Hey, it's because that filter. Is that a filter right there?
It's like a fan.
Yeah, but is it a filter fan combo? No.
There. I'm no longer blue. I'm a little blue.
I'm going to have to clean that. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed for you right now.
Embarrassing.
But... No, I think the guy tried to turn it into a Woodstock, like a musical alien festival, which makes sense. That's like kind of what I thought it would turn into anyway, and that's kind of what it is. There's like a couple thousand crazy people there that are all like.
But there are still people there though. Like there's actually footage of people like lined up and like Naruto running down the side of the fence. And like making these tinfoil hats.
No one's going across the fence. Though.
Honestly, I think it seems very chill. Like if anyone does anything stupid, it won't happen until tomorrow night when like crowds are at an all-time high. There's mob mentality going left and right. There's way too much alcohol and other substances being consumed, and there's gonna be like one idiot like, yeah, let's actually do this thing. Jumps the fence and gets immediately detained. But it doesn't look like it's going to be like...
They already had people get arrested, right?
Yeah,
but there's like public urination or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard a couple reports.
Yeah. When I read that article, it was just like, I think it was CNN, and I'm sure I could find it, but it was 2 paragraphs, and it was basically, the first paragraph was basically, thankfully, not a lot of people showed up. And second paragraph was, so far there's about 40 people here gathering around the gate. One person has been arrested for urinating on the fence. And it's just, the whole thing just like made it feel like it's a South Park episode.
Right.
The person peeing is Stan's dad, and he's drunk as fuck, trying to fight people.
Hey, I'm trying to fight alien. Dude, they might actually, you know what? That makes sense because they probably have an episode of that come out because it isn't the new season
comes out in like a week.
Yeah, that would make sense.
5 days,
like a week.
It's
it was like 5 days, yeah.
Yeah, they got cleared for like 3 seasons, I think. So 3 more seasons.
I don't doubt it. South Park's a huge moneymaker for Comedy Central.
Yeah, that's Comedy Central's go-to right there.
Yeah. So how does South Park work now?
And South Park won't Matt Stone and Trey Parker will not go anywhere else because Comedy Central just gives them like whatever they want. They can do whatever they want with Comedy Central. Like if they go to Fox or anywhere else, they're gonna have like the network. You know,
is that weird? How like cartoons seem to be kind of like missing the whole. You know, like if you're in cartoon form, you can pretty much get away with anything. Kind of.
Yeah, you know, there actually was a really good interview that Matt Stone and Trey Parker did, and they're sitting in the hot tub the entire time. But it's actually kind of a good like not an interview, more of just like them talking, and they talk about why they made South Park characters, why they made them children, and they mentioned that it's because children can get away with saying things that adults can't, and it's true.
You forgive their ignorance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like, even though they're cartoon children and the voices are played by adults, because they're children, they can say things. Yeah, and like, well, actually, the ignorance is kind of a good point because they're ignorant of the sort of repercussions of
it's
what
like
they're saying.
When my 3-year-old says shit, it's not because and we laugh, and then she doesn't know what she's doing, but she thinks, oh, I got a laugh out of that. I'm gonna keep saying
it's hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it,
and it's the cutest thing ever. So you don't want to stop her.
Well, and I think, in an episode of The Office that I watched the other night, reminding me of this, is the episode where Cartman, where the Passion of the Christ comes out, and Cartman, you remember this one? Like, and Cartman like riles everybody up and starts like, he basically becomes Hitler.
Movie's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and you can't do that with an adult. Like, as soon as that character is an adult, it's a problem. But because Cartman's in 4th grade and he's like trying to rile up people against the Jews, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But like I said, as soon as it's an adult doing that, and even if it's an adult in the cartoon, it's crossing a line. So I think it's something special about the storytelling from a child's perspective.
Family Guy kind of pushes the envelope a little bit, and I mean, probably not as extreme. And
I don't think in the same ways.
And then like Simpsons has kind of been around forever and kind of pushes the envelope a little bit.
I feel like I watched a new cartoon that I described as like adult version of The Simpsons or Family Guy, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is right now. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like Big Mouth or anything like that, but I just watched it.
Okay, I just found this like attached to one of the Area 51 tweets. And there's like a military tank in the background and like 2 helicopters in the air. And I want I want to know if that's gotta be like a fake image or Photoshop of like these vehicles, or
something. I mean, I saw that picture too, but I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt that there would be some sort of because they at least have the military police there, right? Some sort of security.
They're force. Definitely they always have a force there anyway, but I'm sure they definitely beefed it up.
Well,
a little bit.
See, this is a good example of how I feel like their military is taking it. Is because the thing is, you got this guy in the foreground who's just like he's doing the Vulcan symbol, and then you have this guy in the background on the left. He's kind of like this smile, like he's in on the joke almost.
Yeah, and
you gotta think these are just normal people though. Just because they're in the military, they think it's hilarious. Like whenever it broke, there's a guy who posted on Reddit MeIRL, and then it was basically like UF bombs are gonna get killed if y'all come out here. Now I have to have a meeting about it. And it's a picture. It's like him taking a selfie in a big meeting, and someone's like. It's a military meeting, and he's describing what a Naruto run is and why it's not dangerous and what to do if you run into these civilians, and how the Air Force should handle it.
Well, and see, that's the thing though, is that I appreciate that, especially the guards that are here for the very first kind of checkpoint, they're not I don't know, I feel like they're handling it well. They know it's a joke. They know that no one, at least no sensible person, is gonna actually run past the point where there's a couple dozen armed police right there.
Well, and if you notice, most of the police that are in there, the personnel are actually, I believe, the county sheriff officers, if I'm not mistaken. They're not military. I mean, there may be some military police, but most of the photos that I've seen have been county sheriffs. They're not even. It's not even military police that's really doing most.
And I think it's because they're in that neighboring town, right? What is it?
Well, they are right outside the gates to this facility.
Right.
It is. I mean, it is legitimate. They're on the point where they you should not cross this point.
Right.
But it's inside of a county. It's not.
I don't think you would want to beef up and have a bunch of military there, because that would make it seem okay, now we think that something's really kind of flex on them a little bit. Yeah, I don't think you want to flex on citizens.
Yeah. Well, you want a little
I mean-
bit. I mean, let's be honest. They
You know
do.
what?
They do want a little
A
bit.
little
I mean,
bit, yeah. You have to a little bit just to go. Okay, funny story, but don't do anything dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I mean, because you run in there, I feel like someone's just gonna grab you, and that's it. There you go.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. The moment you go over that fence, you're getting detained. At the very
The
least.
moment you look like you're gonna go like touch the fence and go, you're gonna get detained. I bet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't imagine too many people are gonna get away with just making a run for it.
I feel like they should have just done a nuke test that day.
Just wow.
Like they should have scheduled one, like not there, but like close enough to where it's like, hey guys, y'all gotta go.
I don't.
I don't think they do a
No.
above ground new test there.
Well,
I mean, not that close to a city center.
Well, and
not
also
anymore. It was a lot. Like I don't think they've done a nuke test there in a long time.
I believe that testing nuclear weapons is against some sort of international agreement that the U.S. signed. With
Probably.
Russia, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if you're testing nuclear arms,
Yeah.
it basically means you're about to use one, and
Right.
that would be a bad idea.
Guys, come on. You know we're still testing them somewhere.
Well, and that's also why like it's such a big deal when North Korea. I mean, just the fact that North Korea has some nuclear weapons, but I mean, it's also that's why it was such a big deal when North Korea did it, is because I don't think there had been a nuclear test for like 20 years or something like that before North Korea actually started testing nuclear weapons again.
I mean, didn't Russia just test something?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
No, I know
They're
something
paying
blew
for our
up.
president, so they can do whatever they want.
I think something blew up
Ooh.
accidentally, actually. So I'm pretty sure like a sub or some kind of a nuke on a base definitely went off, like a small nuclear weapon.
Was it like it blew up a base? I mean, you're talking about
In
like
Russia.
thousands of casualties of that. I mean,
No, it was out in the middle of nowhere, kind of.
yeah, but I mean, just the personnel of the base would be dead. I mean, I could think that
I should really look it up, huh? Are you looking it up?
citation needed, man. Citation needed.
Hey, I think I passed by the first. I finally looked at the storage place. What's the storage place, Ryan?
So, like,
What storage place?
Your place now.
Oh, the container store.
The container store. I saw one now. I like look,
Yeah,
because it was Frisco, South Lake area.
Oh, it would have been Plano. I mean,
Plano,
is it
probably.
like near New Stonebriar Mall?
Probably.
Like right off like right off 121 and Preston, right?
Probably. That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a store right over there.
I was like, hey, I know that.
I know that. Now you know that we exist. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good. That's it. I mean, nothing important really.
I mean, all I want to say is like I'd actually go as far as to say call the Area 51 raid a success. I mean, it's not necessarily like again, people aren't actually running the barrier, and if they do, they're stupid. But the fact that this many people, like even if it's just like a couple hundred, actually showed up, brought RVs, brought porta potties. Like there actually is footage of people who set up porta potties for this event, which might have just been the local community, but like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you know what it'll turn into? It'll turn into like a convention. I mean,
yeah, what's that they do every year in Vegas? Burning Man, a Burning Man style event.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's gonna happen is this is gonna be the people that win out of this are the people that set up like an alien
like
souvenir shop or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's one that they're supposed to have live bands there at this giant souvenir shop. Near Area 51, so that they're winning. Like that's
hell yeah,
free publicity. They got 2,000 people there in one day or whatever. So, so here's the incident. Apparently, it is five nuclear engineers died on August 8th when an isotope fuel engine blew up on the I have no idea Nanska test range. Officials said 2 military personnel also died.
Oh.
So
sorry, I just lost connection for like half a second. I missed half that story.
Putin said the test involved a new weapon system. Yeah. So
an isotope engine.
The isotope fuel engine blew up. Yeah.
Never heard of an isotope fuel. I mean, then again, I'm nowhere near a scientist, so I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, but either way, I guess it's not too bad, but 7 people died.
If you ever get a chance, so I have heard of a nuclear fueled rocket engine before. That's kind of interesting.
They're working on something.
And I don't know if it's the same thing, but what they do is they use a nuclear reaction to superheat this chamber, and then they just shoot propellant through the chamber, like a high pressure propellant or whatever, like rocket fuel, I guess. And shoot this. Yeah, and just shoot it through this chamber, and it just provides thrust, and it's not very like fast, but it's incredibly fuel efficient.
Did you know, rocket fuel is just diesel, isn't it?
There's different types of rocket fuel, but yeah, there's ethanol actually. Ethanol is a rocket fuel. Which is, in fact, you can look this up. This one's kind of interesting. Is that back when the Russian space program first started, they were using ethanol as a fuel, and they had a lot of deaths from either the scientists or just from guards who were stealing the rocket fuel and drinking it. Like, they were getting drunk off the rocket fuel, and it was really potent. It's like a really high level of alcohol content, obviously, because they use it as a fuel.
Dude, that's the most Russian thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know. Here's the best part. They started putting a chemical in it to deter people from drinking it.
Oh god!
But then it ended up just causing more deaths because the chemical itself was killing people.
Because they were still drinking it.
Yeah, so they just finally removed the chemical, and they're like, "Well, just I don't know."
In Russia, we drink rocket fuel.
They literally, they're like, "Oh, it's free alcohol, right? Just sitting in barrels."
That's crazy.
Yeah, Russians drinking their own rocket fuel.
Hey, that's how you, that's how you get places.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they used ethanol up until like the 80s to fuel rockets. I mean, I don't think the Apollo missions were using ethanol. I'm pretty sure only the Russians were at that point, because there's something about you have to keep ethanol at a certain temperature, and it's really difficult to do, and only the Russians are doing, because the Russians didn't have access to some of the stuff that the Americans did. So I don't know, but it wasn't really like a widely used fuel by any means, but the Russians were still using it.
See, that would be the last place I want to be. Like, the last place I want to be is on a Russian rocket.
Why? I mean, the U.S.
I don't care.
I think Russia's actually better at rockets than we are.
I don't want to say better, but I will say that since the space shuttle got decommissioned in like 2003 or whatever, the Russians have been the only country sending people into space, including Americans.
Totally. Yeah, totally. We bought tickets to get on those ships, but I still would not trust it, dude. You get in that ship and it looks like 1960. I'm not getting in that thing, dude.
Have you seen Elon Musk's new? I say Elon Musk. Have you seen SpaceX's new Dragon launch capsule or whatever the hell they did?
Yep. The hopper.
For soon, it's coming soon.
And look, that thing will look like a Tesla, so you're gonna be like, oh, dude, I'll ride in that. I'll ride in that all day. Except for
was it like Bob Seger or whatever the hell he played in the Tesla that flew to Mars? What was it? Was it Springsteen or Seeger? I don't know what it was.
I don't remember. But yeah, some kind of inside joke there.
Yeah, I'm sure. But oh yeah, I think I've been following some of the space
exploration stuff.
Out or not?
Space news. Hold on.
Or what's that Australian guy who owns the space company?
Oh, Virgin?
No.
Oh, you're talking about the carbon fiber ones, right?
Virgin Galactic or whatever?
Well, there's Virgin Galactic, yeah.
Yeah, there is actually. So yeah, Virgin started a space race company.
Well, they've been doing that for a while, but it's kind of a different thing. They just want to fly you to upper atmosphere.
Yeah, and I think that they want to do like. I think his ultimate goal is actually vacation oriented. Like he wants to take people into like for spacecations.
Well, they completed their first suborbital space flight in their whatever they call their vehicle, the one they like launch out of a plane or whatever.
They've killed a lot of people though.
It killed like 2 pilots.
No. That wasn't the first time, dude. It killed a lot.
Was that not the first time? I thought that was the first time. I thought they only had 2 deaths.
Dude,
It's just got to be like a bad idea, like a test pilot. Why would you want to do that?
I mean, you probably get paid real good.
Yeah.
So
your life insurance policy is non-existent.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they probably it's okay. We'll take care of your. Either that or they blackmail you. It's like, yeah, you're gonna fly this plane for us, or we're gonna show what you did to that hamster this one time. Like, oh, yeah, boy.
Okay, so they had a fatality in 2007 and a fatality in 2014.
Yeah, it was 5 years ago. It's fine.
I want to say one guy actually was like ejected, passed out, and then woke up and then pulled a chute.
Yeah, that was one of the survivors of the 2014. So there was 2.
Literally, the plane just disintegrated around him, and he survived. Like, what the freak, dude?
Huh.
Good design? I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Their plane looks
should have bought a Tesla.
Hey, but I mean, Richard Branson, right? I mean,
Richard Branson, thank you.
He has a lot of. I mean, I've read his book. He does a lot of stuff.
Wait, which book?
It was the one he narrated. I don't know what.
I know what book you're talking about. It's like. I'm thinking of Felix Dennis, but I know he's not into space. It's like media.
The Virgin Way.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he's got quite a few books. So it's like, let's screw it, let's do it.
Yeah, there's a few, huh? The Virgin Way. Everything I know about leadership. I think that's funny. Losing my virginity. So stupid. That's so stupid. But yeah, he's kind of a baller. He has an island, I think. He has his own island.
And he's a millionaire playboy. And he just got more money than he knows what to do with.
Well, I think billionaire, yeah. Definitely billionaire. Whoa.
I think Bolt died.
Hey, do you guys know that Disney owns everything, by the way?
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Literally. Do you know, like, should we be investing in...
I think Disney stock's already expensive though.
Yeah, Disney stock's like
I think you missed that game.
No, it had a slight jump, but nothing crazy.
But I mean, you don't necessarily want to invest in stocks just to like hit the jump, hit this peak and then sell out. Like, but especially with Disney stock, like it's a solid investment.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a blue chip stock, man.
Yeah,
like you can't go wrong. Like,
it's one of those you just hold on to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like Disney wants to continue just consuming like all intellectual properties that have ever existed. I actually think as far as game companies is concerned, I think Nintendo is going to continue performing. I think that Nintendo has like a solid future ahead of it.
I agree with that. I think out of all the game companies that do exist, Nintendo's easily the most solid, stable one.
And the biggest reason for me as to why is that they have a stable of really strong IPs, which other game companies kind of don't really have. Like you have like your Master Chiefs, and you have that's Doom Guy. Like you have Doom Guy, but beyond that, what else?
They have all the nostalgia characters, which everyone's playing off nostalgia these days. Like every show that comes out is literally something that's been remade or remastered.
Well, and here's the thing about, and I'll say this about, like, if you look into Japanese companies specifically, they have this,
porn.
Yeah, porn mostly.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They're all involved in porn.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo, for instance, they originated as, I believe, like a playing card company, or
really?
like a physical, like that's their origin, is this playing card company. And you look up some of like the longest running industry, like companies in the world, and I think like 3 out of the top 5 are Japanese companies. I think there's like a couple like Dutch companies and stuff like that.
Out of gaming specific?
No.
companies.
Just in general, yeah. Like, I think there's one Japanese company that started off as like a carpentry guild or something like that in like the 16th century, and now they're like building skyscrapers and shit. So
right, like they all have their perfection field that they just like honed down into like literally perfection. Right.
Yeah, and then they sort of build slowly, and that's the thing about Japanese companies too. It seems like they don't have this sort of
they play long game
rise. That they're sort of invested in the long term.
Yeah,
more so than the U.S. companies.
That's actually kind of beautiful. It's the like we're gonna like do it. We're gonna do it right, and we don't care how long it's gonna take.
Well, that's their whole culture. Like in it, you know what it is. A lot of people theorize it's because they live on an island and they can't export. So everything that they have to export basically a skill, which is we are the best at doing this. We are the best at doing that. We can perfect this.
And they don't have a lot of natural resources, and that it comes down to that. Yeah, you're right. They can't really export anything except for intellectual property, and that is important. You know, and like they're sort of the future that the U.S. needs to look at, because I mean, unfortunately, you know, we've got a lot of natural resources, and it's not like they're going anywhere anytime soon.
We kind of stockpile.
But, yeah. But the point is that in the like when it really comes down to it, our large competitors in natural resources have a huge edge over us. That's China and Russia, and they do, and they've got the
land mass.
They got the land mass, and they've got the unregulated industry, and we can't. And here's my looking for my opinion.
Some hot pussy behind you.
Yeah.
So the oldest recorded company was Kongo Gumi Co., which is a Japanese-based company. Yes, which is a Japanese construction company.
Watching anime.
Basically, was specialized in building temples.
Oh,
I think, and it was absorbed by a company called Takamatsu in 2006. But it's been around for over 1,400 years before then.
So there you go. Yeah.
So that's a long time. Like that's longer than most dynasties. A lot of time, a lot of kingdoms. That's longer than a lot of like nations. Actually,
I wonder if you go off like which companies have like the most in the bank, but based off of like 2018 revenue, Walmart's actually number one.
Yeah. Hey, quick quiz question. See if anybody knows it.
Don't Google.
What is no Google? What is the oldest? We'll say. I guess I can form it this way: the oldest government that's still active today. The oldest government that has continuous reign. Yeah.
Let's
Like
see
in
if
the
my
United States?
CK2 knowledge. Oh god, no, I don't think it's the U.S.
I think it's what?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You just hold on. You're cutting out now.
Country.
The
oldest
lagging.
Form of government, oldest governmental organization that is still in existence.
The Dutch.
Same
Holland.
Same name.
The Dutch.
Same name. Yeah.
Same name. Okay. So same name, same doctrine of government, like a constitution, or has the constitution shifted at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but
okay.
That's specific right there, dude.
Yeah, I'll say yes. They've shifted a little.
I'm gonna guess
but it's
Dutch.
still the same government, same system.
I'm gonna guess Swedes. I'm gonna change my guess to Swedes. French. It could be the French. It could be the French, dude.
I want to say somewhere in the Middle Eastern region. The country of Egypt is jumping out at me, but I don't know if that's not correct.
No, they've been taken over by Rome.
Well, yeah, but like a lot of the country was still intact. Like afterwards, Rome was really good about just like extracting taxation.
But if they take you over and put their stuff in place, then I mean, to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, I guess you're. I still think it's Middle Eastern region. That's just
Saudi
like
Arabia.
No.
Oh.
Nope.
It's got to be like Iceland, Greenland.
No. Closer, but no.
Scandinavia.
Scandinavia.
Closer, but no.
Ooh. All right, I'm tapping out. Let's go.
Russia?
Come on.
Yeah, I said
Alright.
China. I was wrong. I lost.
China's close. Actually, China has like the second, I believe, but because of
Hey, second place.
Japan.
Yeah, but
It's Japan.
You
Dang.
forgot about the communist revolution.
Yeah,
It would have been, but you forgot about the communist revolution.
that kind of got
Can't
taken over.
forget
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
communists.
Yeah, Japan goes through a lot of shifts over
Yep,
the
Japan has
years.
gone through. too many
Russia's
shifts
gone
to
through
be
a lot
counted.
of shifts.
Yeah, like
Russia as
it,
well. Mhm.
Dude, hold
I'll give you a
on.
hint. Europe. It's in Europe.
it is in
That's
Europe.
In Europe.
Yep, it's in Europe.
I guess Sweden, but no.
Think about one of the only countries that managed to survive World War II.
UK.
France.
The UK.
Okay.
Technically not the UK, technically just England, because
Yeah.
they formed technically,
See, that seems like the easy
England-
guess, right?
but it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you,
I mean,
now,
it makes sense geographically. Like 100%. They're super defended from foreign invasion.
Biggest
They're
navy.
super
Germany
they have-
never got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crown
And,
of England existed since 960 something, I believe.
Dang, that's so
Yeah.
old.
And a lot of people question, like, in either way, it's still, but you either say 960 something when they became the King of England, or you say 1066 when William the Conqueror conquered England and became the King of England,
Right.
and kind of pushed England into their next state. But technically, the Kingdom of England has existed since the 960s.
That's crazy. Because
Yeah.
I mean, the con, none of the cons ever made it there,
Yep. Nope.
and Germany never made it there. So there's your two big conquerors. It's like, yeah, they kept their island to themselves a little
Well,
bit.
England.
No, you don't write Napoleon out.
Yeah, Napoleon tried. Well, yeah,
Napoleon never tried.
he was going the other way. He was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a big ocean,
France, yeah.
big body of water in the way. It kind of makes.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that England had the most powerful navy.
So it's
That's
like
right.
if you like tested the waters, like
Yeah.
you were gonna get gunned down so fast, they weren't gonna even let you land.
Trent, what are you drinking?
See, I'm drinking some bourbon.
Brr.
What specific years, dates, names?
It's God, I can't remember the name. It's like Paddleton something. It's a small batch of bourbon I picked up at Total Wine for a pretty good price.
That's what I'm talking
I like
about.
it.
That's what I'm
This
talking
is
about.
good.
high quality content right there.
I'm drinking Members Mark purified water. It's a good year.
Wow, that's a good year. It's a good vintage.
2016.
Ah, yes. What was
that,
that?
that laughter cue is like on point.
Oh, y'all heard that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sounded like one of the villains from the Legend of Zelda series, Minerva.
That's some nerdy stuff right there. Boom. What y'all been playing?
So I'm playing WoW right now. Like literally right now.
I knew you were doing something, dude. Crap. Are you playing classic?
No,
Retail.
I'm
You're
on
playing retail, bro? Hey, what's the level cap right now?
I think it's 120. I'm on my Frost Mage, just level 101 doing Legion content right now. So.
For fun?
Yeah, man. I like it. It's fun. Mage is like my favorite class, so
Dude,
figure I might as well.
in classic, mages destroy everything. Did you know that?
But you have to like be friends with people to play classic.
Dude,
I don't want to do that.
I purchased. Here's the thing. After we get off of here, I think I'm gonna play some Borderlands 3. If I'm not tired, because I have the game, but I haven't started
It's so
it
good.
once.
It's so good.
Did y'all end up getting it on PlayStation?
I have it
Or
on
would you get
PC.
Jacob, did you get it on?
So I don't actually own a copy yet.
That's fair.
If because like I really want to pick it
RP.
up, but I want to get it on Steam because I own everything else. I own all the other games plus all the other DLC
Yeah.
on Steam. So it's like, and like I don't know. Like I want to support Gearbox, but at the same time, like I don't want to have to double purchase.
Yeah, I mean they're still getting paid if you buy it on Steam, so waiting's not really that big a deal.
Right.
Did they fix the bugs on PlayStation yet?
Dude, it's so laggy. It's honestly, that's gonna be something that they're gonna have to like look into, and it's probably gonna be a couple months before they can kind of like release a stable build, because I think that there's like a lot of core problems when it comes to couch co-op. Because it's like literally opening the menu just completely puts the game in fritz. It crashed on us once.
That doesn't make sense to me. Like how could a game that objectively looks like only a fraction better than the one that came out a few years ago, how could it play like so much worse?
I think that there's a lot more happening on like the under the hood, because the environments are larger. There's more enemies on screen. There's a lot more kind of like, I guess, math going into like how the guns are like being fired, who they're being fired at, where they're going, and the fact that you can also like the game itself is having, I guess, difficulty rendering like two entirely different zones at the same time. Because if you think about it in the sense that if like 4 people play online together, all the CPU is handling a majority of all of the rendering for your game, and then all of the rendering for your game on this one, and all the rendering for their game on this one, and all the rendering for player 4's game on their computer, as opposed to attempting to render literally everything for all 4 players all at the same time and do all that math. And I just don't think it was optimized very well for couch co-op. I haven't got a chance to play it with like online yet, and I've heard that it's fine. But
well, it's any consolation, new consoles come out next year, so
I mean, I'm a pretty happy boy with my Switch, so.
What do we got? What are they going to name? Are the names out of the consoles yet?
So I mean, they've all but confirmed it's called PlayStation 5. Xbox right now it's called Project Scarlet.
Johansson?
Dude.
The Fappening? Is that what we're talking about?
We can only wish, right?
Is that what it's all about?
My question, are we going to end up getting seeing something very similar to smartphones and how they're slowing down as far as progression and development is going? A lot of people are purchasing less smartphones just because going from number 10 to number 11 is such a minor hardware improvement that it's like, why would I spend another $1,000 on this piece of tech when the one I'm using right now for the last 3 years is
basically the same?
Exactly, and it feels like we're getting that way with our our game stations.
That's why people think the progress is slowing, but it could also be, if you're a conspiracy theorist, it could also be people realizing that they have to slowly drop things out.
I mean, I think that long term, going back to the whole Nintendo, is that Nintendo's main philosophy when it comes to games is finding a new way to play.
Right. And
Nintendo has consistently shown, like, hey, we are not afraid to experiment. We are not afraid to fail. We're going to figure out something cool. The Switch is very clearly like a high quality example of that done very well. And I think they're going to continue to push the video game meta, push the console meta. Beyond that, computers are going to get so cheap that it's like, why would I go out and buy an Xbox when I can buy something that I can do work on and play games with?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know, because I still, if I think of all my friends, most of them still play on the console if they do any gaming, which is strange to me, because it's like, just get a computer and do everything. But
I mean, but it's easy to have your console downstairs just with your other stuff. Like, that's why I want to get the next game. Like, that's why I'm going to honestly get the next batch of consoles, because Xbox One's, obviously the life cycle is ending, and I want to sit on the couch and play games. And I don't want to play necessarily a Switch game all the time.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you could do it on, you just get a wireless remote, connect to your PC, but then you're like, oh, well,
it's like
get smashed by people.
Too.
Yeah. Whenever I do that, I think that I'm just getting smashed by people on a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Right.
You love getting smashed by people.
Yeah, I do.
To be honest.
Let's be real. That's why I would play Fortnite still. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't. I quit.
You're like, oh, you gotta take that one back, guys.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I really don't. But that's the only thing I could have said there. Because every time we play, we just get steamrolled.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
you got
because
a
we
bunch
don't
of
play.
Exactly.
Whenever we played all the time.
and you have this like massive group of people that just play it 24/7. Well,
All the
not
time.
literally, but
No, almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's their
Well,
daily game.
If you have people that are playing every single day, and then if Fortnite is slowly dropping off in like player numbers, that basically weeds out the weaker players, and then you have the game has no choice but to like put you in a queue with more experienced players because that's all that it has.
Do they do skill-based matchmaking in that game?
They do.
They do?
They have Arena now.
Oh, because they have the competitive.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
they have competitive, but on top of that, the game itself will actually like uses an algorithm for the purpose of seeing how you're performing, like how long it took you in that last match, how many kills you get, what your accuracy rating is, and it will drop you into games with people that are like around your skill level.
Magic,
So that-
right? That's how they do it?
Yeah,
Magic?
it's 100% magic.
Yeah. They put you in this box, and it comes out the other side as where you should be.
Exactly, and it's intended to increase the likelihood that you do one day, like succeed with the big W, and like that way you continue playing the game because it's like, wow, that was so awesome! I got the win. Like,
So you're chasing a carrot on a stick.
yeah, and the thing being is that like you like that 100%. Yeah, they do indeed like have curated matchmaking is what I want to call it.
Like
For the yeah.
Yeah, I mean, makes
I
sense.
I think you kind of have to, like you were saying, you kind of have to at a game that's at that sort of level. It's because you can't have just, that kid who won the Fortnite competition or whatever and got ridiculous amounts of money.
Like $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, then I don't know how I'm not winning it. With all the losing, bro.
You just can't. You can't put that kid in there with somebody who's just starting the game.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's a surefire way to get them to quit.
Yeah, and honestly, I think, and so I know this is a weird kind of connection to this, but I think that's why I stopped playing Rust. It's like,
honestly,
I heard Rust is cancer to begin with, though.
Look, Rust is so much fun. Rust, like if you can get like a group of like a half a dozen guys to play with, like just for a weekend, like it is so much fun.
No,
like,
I agree. It's a fun game to play, and that's why. But it's so. I don't want to use the word toxic because we overuse that word a lot. It is incredibly toxic.
That's why we started playing just like team deathmatch amongst ourselves in Fortnite with the custom games, just because we were all kind of like scrubs, So that was fun.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
You have Saul in there.
Then you get Saul, then you quit playing because it's like, dude.
Wait, so
you quit playing it completely?
No, he still plays.
No,
he streams he streams every once in a while.
But that's the main thing is like if you have a group of friends to play anything, it makes it fun. Even if I'm losing at something, I'm fine as long as we're hanging out,
Right.
Like when we're getting destroyed on something, I'm okay with it.
I think Rust is still making continual like updates, which is crazy because like they're still releasing content for that game. Like,
I've never played it.
Honestly, like it. God, man, I wish we had like a day or like just like even
an hour.
I don't know, 4 hours.
Right.
I feel like you won't get too much out of it with only like an hour. It's not really. It's weird. You have to have like a little bit of time to commit to it.
Yeah, you do. It's not a game you can just play casually, unfortunately.
No, at all. Like it's like furthest from like casual you can get.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I'll say this, and this is maybe just like me getting older and my schedule and everything. Like, I only now play games apart from one, but I try to only play games that are single player, just because I can't commit to like a 30-minute, hour at a time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Except for some of that auto chess,
Right.
though. That game's
I love auto chess though. Auto chess is because you can and that, but you know it's gonna be over.
No punishment.
Right.
Like 30, 45 minutes, it's gonna be over.
No
You should check out on your mobile devices. Check out Chess Rush because it's I can't remember the game, but it's a mobile developer exclusive, and it's the same concept, but they have.
By the way, this is a sponsored video.
Nice. They have a turbo mode where it's like I haven't played it yet, but I'm gonna download it probably tomorrow and play. But games I guess last 10-15 minutes. They have a MOBA on like tablets that's like exclusive and pretty popular. So we're checking out, especially if you want to get shorter matches on a auto chess game.
So they added a transport helicopter to Rust.
That's kind of cool.
That's super dope. And that's actually
So dope.
well, no, that's cool. I like that. Like, honestly, it's a good game. I will never forget my experience with Rust. It's just it's hard. It's hard. You have to have friends, and you have to go in knowing that you're going to die a lot, and it's gonna suck sometimes.
Sounds like a good time.
Is it Rust like Minecraft, like on hard mode?
It's sort of
Daisy.
I would say it's more Daisy than less Minecraft. It's basically every man for himself. Like there are people with guns that want to shoot you. Trust no one except like your closest friends, and just try to survive. Like that's pretty much
the real
it.
world.
There was 3 games that came out at the same time. Whenever this whole idea of a like giant game where you're all playing, trying to survive, almost not battle royale, but like so Daisy came out in a standalone beta. Then Rust came around, I think before Daisy, but it was popular around the same time. I feel like there was another one though, but it was like you were building like your own castle and you had swords and stuff, but I can't remember what it's called.
There's a game called Medieval.
I know you're
not Medieval Total War or not Medieval.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It's like a survival-esque game.
Yeah, and it's like I can't remember what it's called. I mean, but it was another one of those games where it's like you had to build like your castle, and it's getting raided and stuff.
Reign of Kings?
I think that might be it.
That sounds right.
Tough to say.
I think that was the game that like it got creepy at one point because I was like watching videos to see if I wanted to like download it and play it, and then I stumbled across one where they were like going around like tying people up, taking them back to the castle, and like putting them in cages and stripping them naked and like making them. Yeah, it got a little weird, and I'm just gonna just follow me here, okay?
Okay.
Just don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Okay.
And it was like it became like a weird role play thing where like the people were getting captured on purpose and like really into it, like a sort of virtual sadomasochist relationship.
I like it.
Role playing and everything.
Yeah, like I'm serious. It got a little weird. I'm not judging anybody, Get your rocks off however you want, but they weren't hurting anybody. I'm just saying it's a little too much for me.
I don't know. I think
that
I think your digital characters need to have rights.
Yeah, it's like okay. I compare it to this, right? I drowned a couple people in Sims back in the day.
You still feel bad about it,
right?
Right.
Yeah, I got a little bit of like worry somewhere in the back of my mind that maybe I'm a psychopath.
Like, how many pets did you murder in World of Warcraft? Like the little
pets? Are you insane?
I don't know. I think that like drowning your Sims in like The Sims is like a rite of passage when you're younger,
or like catching them on fire.
Because yes, well they did that by themselves all the time. Because it's like as a child, it's like your first I guess introduction to the idea of death. Unless you have like a cat die, and you're like, oh man, I'm sad, my cat died.
I'm gonna drop something in the Twitch chat. It's pretty.
My grandfather died when I was 5, and I went to a funeral. It was at that point that I realized that you could die. So that was a thing.
That was a thing.
That was a thing that I had to realize at an early age.
What is it?
But I'm okay now.
I'm glad you're okay.
Perfectly
Oh my
normal.
god. Okay, we have to read this at least, right?
I can read it out loud if you want.
Go ahead.
All right, so it was like 2 weeks ago. I started looking at someone posted a thread on Reddit. It was like, "What's the most fucked up thing you would do as a kid when you played The Sims?" And it was just a bunch of green text posts about it. So this first one was every time I play The Sims, I start my family with a painting goblin. I make him or her morbidly obese with green skin. I give them likes to be alone trait, likes art trait, and hates outdoor traits. And the first thing I do once I have enough money is build a small room in the basement, send them down there, then remove the stairs, set up a tiny area where only an easel, toilet, and a refrigerator, a bed, and a shower, and a trash bin are available. He just paints all day. Eventually, he's just making money painting, pooping, eating, and just you sell the paintings, and then you.
No. That's just the Sims meta right there.
And then you move in a family above the basement, and then the family has no idea that they're just getting all this cash.
Oh god, that's genius,
dude. But that's horrible.
No, that's great.
That's so.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I'm gonna agree with Kennedy. That's just the Sims meta.
Yeah, they just figured out the meta.
What if you were a kid, like you're a kid, and you explain what you're doing in the game to your parents?
Your parents moved to goblins.
You know what? We're gonna take this computer, and you got to go to this thing where you talk to someone for a while.
You gotta go to a psychiatrist.
Okay. You should read the one I just posted on Twitch. Tell me this one doesn't give you just like extreme anxiety. It's short.
All right.
Oh, I'm not even watching.
No. Oh no.
What is it? Hold on. I have to get on, I guess.
Here, I can drop it to you in Steam. Are you on Steam?
Yeah. Just throw it to me in Steam.
No, you're not on Steam anymore.
What? It should be.
Last online. 17.
Oh, I closed it out because I think that was causing me.
That's so sad.
Lag. That's all right. I'm getting on Twitch. It's fine.
Like
can you build those bushes? Is that the whole thing?
Yeah. Well, it's a big like spiral.
Right. So it literally makes everything take forever.
Yeah, like getting in and out of the house takes like a million years.
The fact that exists. Come on. Someone had to have done that on purpose.
Yep.
What if you do? What would you do that to, like your sister's saved game or something?
Dude, I think you would just do it just to see if you can get the sim to die trying to get to work back.
Yeah.
That is funny though. A 14-hour trip.
So where's my Sims Battle Royale?
Passes out twice. Pisses himself once.
Weren't y'all saying there was a Battle Royale for Civ?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is.
Civilization.
There is.
Civilization.
Yeah, no, Civ 6 released a Battle Royale mode.
So
yeah, we talked about it last time.
Yeah, we did. But like, where's my Sims Battle Royale? That's all I'm saying.
And you can't make them intentionally fight though.
No, nobody's modded it yet.
I don't even think you can. I don't know if EA lets you mod it. Do they?
I found there's a couple murder mods. The only reason I know this is because like some YouTubers are really big on Sims and they're like, haha, it'd be funny if I had like, you know, all my Sims murder each other. Haha, just kidding. Unless.
And now then it's their intro, and then the video later on shows it.
Yeah, and they what do you call it? What's the thing where you put up like an image?
Yeah, you're talking about oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
They make you want to click it. Clickbait. That took way too long.
Which sounds dirtier than it really is. But
a little bit.
I mean, I think, you know, even your best YouTubers clickbait, so it's fine.
You got to do it.
I have to.
No, literally, clickbait is just part of the job.
Yeah, it's.
Like, there's no shame for clickbait.
Well, and the way that the YouTube algorithm works is that, like, if you're not paying for you're spot on the trending list, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't even. Here's the thing: I don't even go to the YouTube homepage anymore. I go to my subscriptions. Period. That's the only thing I go to.
I kind of do that too.
Yeah, if I'm suggested a video based on my subscriptions, I might check it out.
What is
and
this?
sometimes I find some good shit.
Right.
Actually, not most of the subscriptions I found. You know how I found them is fucking Reddit.
Right.
That's honestly like I found Gus Johnson. He's fucking hilarious.
But sometimes you still click on the chesticles.
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
Right. You're like, whoa, how did that work?
Yeah, you get that hairy chest up there, and you got my clip, man.
Hey, so what do y'all think about this guy who got fired from SNL? What do y'all think about that?
From what?
Which guy got fired?
What did he get fired?
Oh, because he said some shit a while back, right?
Yeah, he was. So just like what we're doing, he's
Our president's not getting fired, and he's saying probably worse things than what the guy said. So it doesn't.
He said the N-word, didn't he?
No, he said the Asian version.
Yeah, I mean,
Asian version.
It's kind of hard to really give it a crap when our president has said worse stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like,
I could care less what anyone says anymore.
Well, I think, okay, and this is, don't judge me for using this as a reference, but I think it's actually kind of a good reference, and it's back a while. It's from, was it Bowling for Soup had a song that was like,
was that aging you, bro?
What happens if you get caught smoking crack? McDonald's won't even take you back, but you could always run for the mayor of DC. Like,
yeah,
like that encapsulates sort of the idea that we're dealing with, and it's that, you know, we as the lower classes of society are held to a different standard than the upper classes, and it's not even this sort of like they have to hold up to themselves to a higher standard. It's that we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard to obtain the ability to not have to be held to a higher standard. And it's this sort of counterintuitive world that we live in, where if you have a bunch of money and you're famous and everything, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do drugs. You can sleep with prostitutes. You can do all these sort of immoral, unethical things and get away with it.
Just gotta have the power to hide it and take care of it.
Yeah, you said that you have to just have the power to basically. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah,
like, I don't understand the money to hire a good
Charlotte,
lawyer.
by the way, was that Good Charlotte?
Yeah, it was Good Charlotte. Thank you. It was Good Charlotte.
Sorry.
And I think it's the power of the public apology is what I think it is, and it's the fact that me as an individual, I can't get up and publicly apologize to the world, right? Like, if I get caught doing something, I can't stand up on a podium and shout out to the world that I'm sorry that I did this.
You could just no one
now looks down on me because they might see something, nefarious on my criminal record or something, right? But if a politician does something nefarious, he can just get up on a podium and say, I'm sorry. And all of a sudden we just have to go, oh, well, he apologized, he admitted he's wrong. It's okay. Well, that's fucked up.
I can't think of the last time a politician apologized.
Anthony Weiner, when he apologized for sending pics of his dick.
They probably
was it to minors too?
Apologize.
No, it wasn't to minors.
I don't know.
But
he's a Democrat,
pictures,
all right?
He had pictures where his kids were in the background.
No.
Which is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
That's going to be a no from me, dog.
What's horrible is I'm pretty sure he was actually a good speaker and he was a good representation of the people, which is horrible, right? Because he actually was a good speaker and had some good thoughts, I think.
Just like to show his dangy.
Yeah, and ironically his name was Wiener. So you're the one guy who doesn't want to get caught with his wiener out, and you got caught with your wiener out multiple times. Yeah. He didn't even learn. I think he did it again.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it
he just kept forgetting to put his
and here's the thing, and this is why I don't like the political circles. Like, his wife knew. Let's not fuck around with that. His wife knew.
Maybe she liked it.
Who knows? She might have. Fuck it. And
Show your
I'm not
thing to
judging
some
them for that.
stuff.
But what I am judging them for is that why, after the second time, is it not okay? Like, look, here's the thing. You know, it like if this was like, say, your buddy Jim, who sent a picture of his dick to, you know, some girl he worked with or something, right? He's done. He's gone. Whatever. Or vice versa. You know, your friend Alice sends. I don't know why fucking Alice. That seems like a weird name for somebody.
She sent her Wonderland.
But, you know, she's sending a picture of her. Whatever.
Wonderland.
It doesn't matter. Point is, anybody outside of the political spectrum or the political realm or you know, this sort of high level groups of people, these sort of public figures do this, and it's over. It's like that's fucking done. You're fucking done. And all of a sudden you have this sort of insulating social insulation around you if you're in the public eye. It's weird. It's this sort of weird thing. You would think it'd be the opposite. You think that being in the public eye would make you more susceptible to these sort of, you know,
Well,
accidents.
I mean, because you have your team backing you up. That's your side. That's your team, you know. So you always have a certain amount of people that are going to agree with you no matter what and go down with you and protect you and back you up. I mean, like, you know, other public figures don't necessarily have that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Some don't, you know. Like, okay, like there's the Antonio Brown thing. I heard this recently.
And the Patriots dropped him officially. So
well, and the funny thing about it is, have you ever heard anyone talk good about him? Like,
no.
Normally, whenever someone does something bad, like there's a group, like either his teammates or coaches or friends would come out and be like, "Oh no, he's a good guy," but no one's coming out.
No. Yeah, because that dude sucks.
Yeah,
that dude literally sucks.
He sucks.
Look, I'm gonna say this. This is probably horrible, but I'm gonna look at it in perspective. I mean, the Raiders will pick him up, so it's fine.
Well,
anybody gets that, it's fine.
Yeah.
The Raiders just pick up any terrible human being.
They just dropped it.
Well, they just dropped him.
No,
yeah.
No, the Patriots dropped him.
No.
Before
the
that,
Raiders
the dropped him.
He was
Raiders
on. That's
shit.
Yeah, so he was traded to the Raiders, and he made a big stink about a whole bunch of stuff like in sequence, and then hired a social media person to basically give him
the Raiders
on how to get dropped by putting him on blast on social media, and then as soon as he got picked up by the Patriots,
he's like farting on the
all the sexual harassment stuff came out.
Yeah, a bunch of and you can't have that, dude.
Okay, so I guess here's my question, right? So I'm playing fantasy football right now, right? And wait. No, just listen.
You're playing fantasy football.
I know it's weird, but I like numbers and I like games. And this is a numbers game. Fantasy football is a numbers game. That's all that matters. It's a numbers game.
Okay.
So Kareem Hunt is a running back for
Kansas City.
Kansas City, thank you.
He's like one of the best in the league as far as
points. He is. But he's suspended until the game 10 because he may or may not have physically assaulted someone. More than likely, yes.
Can't be beating the shit out of people.
Goodness.
I still picked him up. Like, I'm not.
What round did you pick him up
just
on?
Saying, no.
What round did you pick him? Like, what round did you draft him?
Hey.
I didn't draft him. I grabbed him.
I grabbed him off the waiver,
drafted, so I grabbed him on waiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's good to hold on to. I mean,
see, that's
you could probably pick him up around like week 7, though.
I'm just. I need
game
validation.
You're playing is like, man, I really hope they didn't like rape or kill someone.
No, I just need validation that I'm not wrong for picking him up.
You should have picked up
Antonio.
You should
grab Antonio Brown too. He's about to get free.
You're gonna be the fantasy football Raiders, like literally. That's hilarious, dude. Anyone that gets charged for anything, just start picking them up.
I mean,
well, you know he's aggressive, right?
You can get them for cheap,
right?
Yeah, and you know he's willing to do anything to, you know, beat that guy's ass.
I can say
it's all right, dude.
I see no problem.
Oh, Ryan's gone. Let's end the show while he's gone, so he doesn't get a closing words. Let's nerd out. I know Trent's probably done playing games since he's been playing the whole time. You know.
Right?
Bro, let's play some Borderlands.
Dude, I don't even own that game.
Just get it real quick, dude.
No.
Get it real
Get it
quick.
real
It's a
quick.
big download, man.
I just gifted it to you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I gifted it to all of you. Come on. All right, we're gonna play Borderlands 3.
Where did you get $200 just out of your bet?
I'm kidding, man. All right, any closing statements or words for anybody?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Okay, Trent's tired.
I don't know.
I'm not tired, but I have to be at work at 9 tomorrow. So
Yeah, as you are. Bolt?
I'm not sure.
I like it. I like it. That's a nice, strong
Hey.
words.
Hey, we need to start like earlier if possible. I don't know what's possible, but like starting at 11.
Yeah, I mean, we started at 11:09, right? 10?
Did we?
11?
That was like 11.
It was
Almost.
really close. All right, but I'm gonna do a little end thing and